Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ben with Eretabe Gardens in Georgia, Zone 8. I have a nice one for you today. One of the ways to propagate fig tree is through cuttings. There are other methods. Earlier, you can also propagate fig tree from seed, but that will take long years. But rooting through cuttings is one of the most popular method, then followed by LA. So in this video, I'm going to show you the cuttings that I'm rooting outside. I love to root cuttings outside in spring and summer. And the reason is because you don't baby those cuttings, mosquitoes. You just leave them out there, let the sun do its thing, let the rain do its thing, and then they root. Some will root, some will not root. That is fig cuttings for you. But less babying. Like in winter, my goodness, you have to put the light. You have to make sure that it has the right temperature in the room. The light has, so many things. You have to baby them. You have to water them. You have to, oh my goodness. So, and at the end, some will still die with all the babying. Some will still die. But you see this here? If you take cuttings and just put it in the ground, it will root. So I'm going to show you guys in this video. I'm rooting some cuttings outside. And in this video, I'm going to show you the ones that I'm rooting in raised bed. I have raised bed, but I didn't use this raised bed last year, all because of groundhog. Now, so far I've not seen groundhog this year, but there is a critter that comes in at night, and I can't get it on my camera. It comes to eat things at night. So, because of that, this year I said, will I still leave that raised bed unused? So then I got the idea, oh, I can root cuttings there. So that is what this video is all about, to show you guys the rooted cuttings that I got from the raised bed and how to root cuttings in raised bed, and the care that I gave to them. Not like when I'm rooting them in winter, but you still have to, show some love, show some care. So let me show you how I rooted these cuttings in raised bed. Now this is the raised bed that I'm going to use to root so many cuttings that I have. Because of groundhog, I can't grow things that I really want to grow. And instead of leaving it empty, I decided to root the cuttings that I have. So here are some of the cuttings. It's not even up to half of what I have. And if you have been following me, you know now I don't root full cuttings. I cut them into single node, into double node. Few of them I have 3 nodes, that I don't. If you send me 100 cuttings, be sure to have minimum 300 cuttings from that 100. So these are few of the cuttings that I have in the fridge. So I'm going to start with these ones first, and then every day I will keep putting new cuttings, you know. So I put them in there. I'm not doing it alphabetically. I'm not doing same cuttings. Just as the cutting gets into my hand, I just pick it up and put it there. You see? Okay, put this one there. So I've done this few, so I will show you guys when I'm done putting them in the soil. Well, I finished putting the cuttings in the soil and I've given them water. So I made a ring around the cuttings so that the water can penetrate very well into the soil. And then as I bring out more, I'll be putting them. What I have, the cuttings I have might cover the whole bed, or there will be small space left. I don't know, but so far, at least doing this will encourage me to finish it. Today is May 28th. I am 1 month behind. I'm supposed to have done this in April, but I'm just doing it now in May 28th, almost ending of May. You know, but I'm not looking forward to get figs from them. You know, so I just want to use this raised bed to root them instead of this. Because last year this raised bed was just empty. It was there. It was covered with grass. And about 2 weeks ago, I saw groundhog for the first time this year because I cut the other one. So I saw one again about 2 weeks ago. I said, wow, this thing will not make me grow the things that I really want to grow. So let me use it for rooting cuttings. So at least it will be a blessing to me rooting cuttings in this raised bed. It's been 3 weeks since I started rooting these cuttings in this raised bed. And these ones here were the first set. Then I added more. I still have about 1.5 line or row there that I can still root cuttings. I've seen that some of the cuttings are dead. So I still have some cuttings. What I would do is that I will give them maybe another week before I now replace them with some of the cuttings that I still have. But look at this one. It's doing good. You know, so I'm not babying them. All I do is just give them water and then make a ring around the cuttings so that when I give them water, the water can go down to the roots. That's why I put the ring around the cuttings. But they are doing well. Look at it. I'm happy with this project. I am happy with this project. Look at that. Wow. So I'll keep you guys posted. I'm going to carry you guys along with me in rooting these cuttings. So this is week 3. There is progress, and We'll follow it to the end. Now I want to show you guys how I water these cuttings. This is my hose. I put it on flat, and then I give it this. Can you see the ring? You see that I put around it? It helps it to collect water, and then the water goes straight down to the root or straight down to the bottom of the cutting. So if there are roots there, the rings around the cuttings will help them to collect water that will go down. You see? That will go down to the bottom of the cutting. So this is how I water them. And then if it rains, I don't bother myself to water them. So that is one good thing about rooting cutting outside. If it rains, less work for you, you know. And since I started rooting these cuttings, it has been raining a lot. So I don't water much until if there is no rain for a few days. You know, for a few days, then I come and water them myself. You see? So the ring I made around the cuttings are very, very helpful. Very, very helpful. But as the cuttings, as they continue to grow, I will change it from flat to something more powerful and direct. But this is not direct, but I have to, you see, put it straight that way so that the ring collects water. So I just said, let me show you guys how I water this pig cuttings. So I will continue to update you guys. It is 1 month today since I started rooting these cuttings in this raised bed. And my plan was to give some of them soluble fertilizer today. Because if you see, they have nice growth going on here. Nice growth. But unfortunately, I will not be able to give them soluble fertilizer today, because it's supposed to start raining any moment from now. It's 3 p.m. right now, and the weather forecast says it will rain from 3 p.m. to 2 a.m. Mostly 90%. So if I give them soluble fertilizer today, it will be a waste. But I will still give them soluble fertilizer to help them to grow faster. But just 1 month. Look at all these. I know varieties are different. Some grow faster, some grow very slow, some root very slow. Look at this one. I rooted this later, and yet look at the ones that I rooted first. Even this one is just bringing out a bud. Look at them. This is the first one that started bringing out bud and leaves. But you see, so it has started sprinkling. Also, I want to show you guys how I keep this bed clean by removing these weeds. By removing these weeds before they grow big. Because if not, as you pull them out, you'll be pulling soil out. And some of them are growing next to the cuttings. So you don't want to do that. You see, this area is looking clean now. So I just pull them out. And that's how I keep the bed free of weed. You see, I just pull them out. And they are free of weed. I don't wait for the weed to grow big before pulling them out, because if I do that, I'll be pulling them out with soil. Look at this cutting. It's not bringing out any bud at the top. It's from the ground. Look at that, from the ground. There's another one here too that I saw. Yeah, this one too is, that bud is growing out from the soil, and the top here there is nothing growing yet, but from the inside the soil. See, look at this one too, shooting out from the soil. Likewise this one here too. But I'm happy seeing the progress of this in spite of the hot sun that they are in, you know. So this is how I keep the bed free of weed. Okay, the rain is sprinkling now. Uh-oh. The rain is increasing. Uh-oh. It's coming. The rain is coming. Yeah, the rain is coming. So I will wait till either tomorrow or next tomorrow, whichever day there won't be no rain, before I will start giving them soluble fertilizer. Well, it rained yesterday, and today there is no rain, so I wanted to give them soluble fertilizer. Yesterday I couldn't, but today I'm going to. And if you look at, I've made a ring around all the cuttings that I want to give soluble fertilizer to. So when I give it a soluble fertilizer, it will be easy for the soluble fertilizer to go straight down to the root. And here is another reason why I want to start giving them soluble fertilizer. You can see, because the sun is getting too hot for them. So I want them to grow quickly so I can remove them from here, upload them in, upload them, and then leave them in my garden shed for a while before I will bring them back out. Now look at this one. See, the sun is getting too hot, and we're about to enter spring, summer officially. So before they start dying because of heat, you see, look at this one. You see, look at that. So I want to start giving them soluble fertilizer. See, the heat is getting too much. Look at that. So that's why I want to start giving them soluble fertilizer to help them to grow, produce more roots, so that when I uproot them, I will put them in my garden shed so they can be there for maybe for 2 weeks before I bring them back out, so that by then they will have more roots also. So this is what I'm going to give to them. It's called Expert Gardener All-Purpose Soluble Fertilizer. Nitrogen is 24, phosphorus is 8, and potassium is 16. So this will help it to grow faster and produce more roots. This is Walmart brand, and I'm using full dose. I'm not using quarter or empty, I'm not using quarter or half dose. I'm using full dose. Now I have some solution already. That's my can there. So this is what I'm going to do. Let's see. So I'm going to pour it directly to the ring that I made around it, so that it will help it to go straight down to the root. Straight down to the root. That's what I'm doing. That's why I made a ring around the cutting, so that will help it. You see, it will go straight down. So I'm going to finish up because it's too hot and my camera is hot already. So this is how I'm going to give them soluble fertilizer, and then as they keep growing I will be up removing each of them so that the sun does not kill them. See, this week we are going to experience heat wave, and I don't want it to kill especially the newly rooted cuttings like these ones. You see, this one has a bunt already. Oh, it just fell off. You see, it has bunt already. So what I want to do, you see, there are some bunts here already. So what I want to do is, I have this green cloth. Though this is for winter to protect my vegetables, but I don't have the black one that can reduce the UV of the sun. But at least I want to do something. I want to cover these cuttings with this green cloth. Hopefully it will reduce the UV of the sun, because this week is going to be really hot. I'm sweating right now as I'm talking to you. I am sweating. I just got out here, you know. So I'm going to show you guys after I cover it up. Hopefully it will help to save these rooted cuttings. You see, if you look at this one, is struggling. I had to trim off the leaves yesterday and then it bounced back. You know, some of them are doing well, so I don't want them to die because of the heat wave that we're about to experience this week. Okay, so I just finished covering them. I have to make do of what I have. Hopefully this will reduce the UV of the sun against these cuttings. If you look to the right, you can see that the sun just went through that cloth and it's brighter in there. But hopefully it will reduce, and I hope there won't be too much wind to blow it down, you know. But this is what I have, and I'm making do of what I have to protect these rooted cuttings. You see, I started late. If I had started in April, I won't have this problem. I will have uprooted them and leave them in my garden shade. But now I can't do that. I can't do that until they grow to a certain level before I will uproot them. I want them to have some brown roots, because if I dig them up with a white root, those roots are tender. It can break and can cause them to die. The problem with some of us is we root cuttings, that when we uproot them, they die. It's because we do not allow them to root very well, to have a brown roots. So I'm glad that at least the breeze can go under the cloth, because they need breeze, they need light. So far so good. I'll be watching it. If the wind is too strong, I hope it does not blow it down. But I'm glad with what I've done so far. But I don't know if it will reduce the UV of the sun. That is a problem, because it is green and not black. I removed the green cloth over this cutting. Now what I want to do is I want to start digging out the bigger ones and uproot them, because it is too hot. Yeah, well, the cloth did help, but I don't want the roots to be too long before I dig them out. But there are some that are good enough to be uprooted. So I'm going to start with those ones. I'm going to dig out just one for now for you guys to see and see the roots, and then I will continue with the other ones. Okay, I'm going to dig out this one. I have a container here with some soil in it, and the name is NDB, not the Babington. So I'm going to dig it out and show you guys the root of this cutting. So well, this is one disadvantage of rooting cutting this way, because you have to dig it out. But it has some nice roots. Now I do not want to disturb the roots, but you can see the roots. It has some nice roots here. So I'm going to place it. Oh no. Now the soil I have here is not high enough. So I will stop the video. I will go get more soil, and I will show you guys after potting it up. Okay, I added more soil. I've uprooted it. You can see NDB. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave it in my garden shed away from the sun, maybe for about 2 weeks. Then I will reintroduce it back into the sun. So this is how I'm going to uproot all of the big ones for now, and then leave the remaining cuttings there. So as they grow big, I'll be uprooting them one by one, but I want to keep it safe, keep it in the garden shed. I might cut that small growth there, this growth here. I might cut it off, so it will just be one straight stem, So let me go and finish up, and you guys will see the rest. It's been 2 months since I started rooting cuttings in this bed. Some cuttings didn't make it. Some are very, very slow. Let me show you this one and this one here. They are so slow. So slow, I'm telling you. A lot of the ones here, they started, those two there started before some of these ones here. And on this side, so many have died. and some are just starting. Look at that one there, that one there. Look at this one starting from the soil, not from the top. You know, look at that one too. You see that small one? Look at that one. So this side has more that I've rooted than this side. And as I ordered some cuttings that I'm going to replace the dead ones with, especially on this side. This side is crowded now. But look at the sunburn, sun damage. Look at that one there, sun damage there. But they are taking the heat. I uprooted 10, and out of the 10 that I uprooted, 5 have died. 4 are doing well out of the 5. The 5th one, I don't know if the 5th one is going to survive or if the 5th one is going to die. But so far so good. There are some that I need to uproot now, but I want to leave them till today is July 21st. So I want to leave them till the end of July or early part of August. But then they will have so much roots, not just white roots, they will have brown roots also. So when I uproot them, they will survive, they won't die. But when they still have white roots, that's where the problem is. Because by the time I dig them out, I'm disturbing them. I'm disturbing the roots. So I want them to have brown roots. So when I dig them out from the soil, it will not affect them much. You know, and then I will give them Epsom salt water to help them with the shock. The 10 rooted cuttings that I uprooted, I didn't give them Epsom salt solution. I forgot. But these ones, I'm letting them grow very well and have a lot of roots before I will uproot them. So the survival rate will be higher than the first 10 that I uprooted. So, and then there are some of my trees that I'm going to prune and then replace these dead ones with those cuttings. You know, I just water them. It's hot and humid. Even though there is no sun here now, I am sweating. I am hot, sweaty. You know, so this one is growing from the soil, not from the top, but from the node inside the soil. There are few single nodes. Those are of the recent ones that I put at the end on this side here, on the end here. There are few single node, you know. So I'm going to leave them here for a while. I know some of them are overdue. Look at this one here. Look at the growth of this one. But I still want to leave it some more. You know, I don't want them to die after uprooting them. It's not a good thing to see you labor and then when you uproot them, they die. You know, so that's why I'm leaving them well, and also they are taking the heat well. So I will leave them. Just few heat damage, you know, but they're just look at that one there. Few of them have a heat damage, but they're still surviving, you know. So I will leave them to the end of July or early August. Then I will uproot them and then leave them in my garden shed, just like the 10 that I uprooted. They did well the first week. But the second week, that was where they started dying one after the other. But I will continue to carry you guys along. I know this side is crowded. It is. So that's why I will leave them maybe to the end of this month, July. And that's in about 9 or 10 days time. I've been giving them soluble fertilizer, so we'll wait to the end of the month and see if that's when I'll make the decision to uproot them. It's now 2 months and 6 days that I started rooting these cuttings. And more than a month ago, I uprooted 10. But out of the 10, only 4 survived. And the reason why I uprooted them was because the heat was too much. Some of their leaves were burnt. You can still see the edge of those leaves were burnt. And I didn't want the sun to kill them, so I uprooted them prematurely. And it didn't help them. I left these ones because they were not as big as these ones then. I left them, but they took the heat. And now they are ready. Do you see them lignifying? Look at that one lignifying. Look at them. Look at this one. See? They are lignifying right here. Look at that one, lignifying. Look at them. I left them while I uprooted these ones. And look at, they are doing better than these ones. Though I removed some of their leaves. So this is Panache Revert. These two are Panache Revert. These two are Col de Dame Blanc. You can see it, Col de Dame Blanc. So out of 10 that I uprooted, only 4 survived. Now they're bringing out new leaves. This one has new leaves already, So, but today, I am ready to uproot some of them. Because as you can see, look at it, lignified. They've started lignifying. So they've been here for 2 months plus. So I'm ready to uproot some of them and leave the other ones. But when I uproot them, I'm going to leave them in the garden shed for a few days because the roots will be disturbed. And by now they should have some brown roots. Not like those 4, they didn't have brown roots. It was all white roots. And it affected them. Out of 10, only 4 survived. So, and that's why I left these ones longer because I don't want to lose any if possible. So it's only the ones that have started lignifying that are big that I will uproot, and I will leave these small ones to continue. It will get to a point where this heat will have to reduce. Like today is 80-something degrees because we had rain yesterday. It poured yesterday, last night. But as you can see, these ones are ready. You see, they are lignifying. But I'm going to leave these ones. But this one you can see, But when I uprooted those ones, they were not lignified. But now, they are now getting lignified now. And still they don't even have it much like this one. Look at. But if you look at these ones here, they've taken the heat and they are thriving. So today I'm going to uproot some of them. Okay. So Man, too much mosquitoes here, so I'm going to mark around where I'm going to pull it out so I don't disturb other roots. Ah, my goodness, these mosquitoes here. Ah. You see, look at these brown roots right here. There's a lot of brown roots. There are some white roots, but lots of brown roots. And I've put the name Moscatel Preto. So I'm going to put it right in here. And then put some soil to help it. Okay, and what I would do is I will remove some of the leaves just because the root has been disturbed. So I'm going to remove some of the leaves. So this is the first one. Then I'm going to remove others too. So these are the rooted cuttings from the raised bed that I potted. Look at, they are doing well. Some died and this one survived. So I've learned something new even from rooting these cuttings in raised bed, and which has resulted to a new experiment I'm carrying out in the raised bed. You guys will see the video rooting cuttings in cups in raised bed, because from this experiment or from this rooting I learned something. Now I lost some because the roots were disturbed. Because when you remove them from the soil like that and affect the roots, it's like they're starting afresh, you know. So that affected some of them. But look at, see, I have more success rooting them outside than inside. See, so they're growing, and I'm going to uproot some of them like this one. These were the first set. This one was among the first set. Let me see. I still have some in my garden shed that I potted maybe 4 days ago from the raised bed. So I'm still keeping those ones inside, but these ones are all outside here in the sun, and they're enjoying the 90 degrees sun, you know, 90 degrees temperature. So they're doing well. Well, this one, it looks like this one is dying. I don't know. The other part is dead, and then the leaves here, but well, they're all coming up. So I'm glad for the success rate of rooting cuttings outside in summer. So I just want to thank you for watching this video. Please like this video, and if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. and click on the notification bell so every time I upload new video, you will be notified. Thank you, and I will see you again in my next video. God bless you real good. Bye.